Hi guys, this is Raju Rahman from Tectonic. In this video I'll be taking a look at a Bluetooth game controller called the Saitake 7007X. It's designed to work with both iOS, Windows and Android. However, in this video I'll be focusing on Android as that's what I use it with day to day. So if you're interested, keep watching to find out more. The Saitake 7007X will cost you anything between 20 to 35 quid depending on where you order from. If you order from eBay you could get it for around the £20 mark, but you'll be waiting for a while before it gets to you from China. And there's also a higher chance the box will be damaged during shipping like mine. If you want it more quickly, you're better off buying from Amazon. So inside the box you'll find a micro USB cable for charging the device itself. You've got the controller, and finally underneath the controller you have the instruction manual. Connecting the controller to your phone is fairly straightforward. Make sure Bluetooth is turned on your phone. You then need to hold down the home and select buttons together for a few seconds until all 4 LEDs rapidly flash. This means the controller is in pairing mode and X input mode. There's other modes as well, but this is the mode I find works best with Android. At this point the controller should appear under available devices as Saitake 7007X. Just go ahead and pair it. Since the controller has been connected in X input mode, you can see I can navigate around Android using the controller, which is pretty cool. So now the controller is set up and ready to play games and emulators that support controllers natively. Street Fighter 4 Champions Edition is one of those games. Some games will require additional software, but more on that later. The controller feels very small in the hand and comfortable to hold. This particular controller is telescopic, so your phone fits right in the middle. It's spring loaded, so it should hold your phone pretty firmly. The manufacturer states that it should fit any phone between 78 to 166 millimeters with a max thickness of 10 millimeters. But as you can see, the Galaxy Fold with a height of 160.9 millimeters fits perfectly. So the manufacturer's statement is slightly conservative. There's 4 LEDs which act as a mode indicator and battery level meter, a small reset button, and a micro USB charging port on the bottom of the right grip. You'll also find the usual array of controls here, dual analog sticks which feel and look very much like the ones on the Nintendo Switch. They have L3 and R3 built in, so you can press down on them. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the asymmetrical analog stick placement as I'm a PlayStation guy, but if you're coming from an Xbox then you'll be right at home. It has dual shoulder buttons, so you have L1, R1, L2 and R2. The shoulder buttons are digital, so they're not pressure sensitive. So for instance, you won't be able to slowly accelerate in a racing game. It's either full throttle or nothing. You've got the D-pad, select, start and 4 face buttons. There's also a home and mode buttons which allow you to toggle through the controller's various functions. All the buttons offer a tactile feeling and satisfying click, although I did find the D-pad to be a little mushy. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm still able to pull off special moves and beat 'em ups like Mortal Kombat 10 on GeForce Now, although it did take a little getting used to. Of all the controls, my biggest disappointment is with the analog sticks. As you can see from testing the axes, there's lots of dead zone and bias towards the 4 directions. So if you translate that to gaming, it means pressing up, down, left and right is very straightforward, but diagonals are a bit more challenging, if not impossible. Here's me doing the same test on a PS4 controller. Notice how precise it is in comparison. I can draw spirals with these analog sticks. That's how accurate it is. Now this won't be an issue with most games, but if you're into first person shooters like Call of Duty, then you've got a problem. Here you can see while I'm trying to play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on Steam Link, my crosshairs jumping all over the place as I try and aim. It just feels damn impossible. You might think I'm just bad at this game, and that might be true, but the lack of precision offered by the analog sticks certainly doesn't help with the matter. So before I talk about additional apps that you'll need to install, let me show you footage of some more games and services that work natively with the controller. So Modern Combat 5 works fine out of the box, but again, as this is an FPS, gameplay is hindered by the inaccurate analog sticks. Here's the controller working with Asphalt 9, though why you'd want to use the controller with this game is anyone's guess. Most of the emulators I tried worked without any setup. Here's Dragon Ball Advance running on Pizza Boy GBA, which is a Game Boy Advance emulator. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 running on MD.mu, which is a Sega Mega Drive or Genesis emulator. Mario Kart on Drastic, that's a Nintendo DS emulator. God of War Chains of Olympus on PPSSPP, which is a PSP emulator. The only emulator that required some tinkering was the Dolphin emulator. That's an emulator that runs Nintendo Wii games. I had to map the buttons from within the emulator's settings, but after I did that, the controller worked perfectly playing Super Mario Bros. If the game you want to play doesn't natively support controllers, games like PUBG or Call of Duty Mobile, you'll need to download Octopus. It's basically a key mapper that emulates screen touches, so go ahead and install that. Actually, don't install that. It's total rubbish. You'll see why. Firstly, to remove ads or enable pro features you need to pay. That's somewhat annoying considering you've already paid for the controller. Anyways, you'll see now why you shouldn't bother with this app. I'll just add Call of Duty Mobile to the list. There's no way to search for it, so you just gotta keep scrolling until you find it. After that, allow permissions for the app to appear on top of your games, and that should be it, right? Tap on the game and it should work. Nope, you're shown you need to buy another app in order for it to work, so that's £3.89, and why not since we came all this way. Add the game again from the list, keep scrolling until you find the game you want and tap on the game, and you've got more to do. So yeah, you need to follow the instructions, and then when you get to the final step, you need to activate it. If you feel you haven't paid enough, why not buy the Panda activator? How about no? I'll do it the long way. That involves not spending any more money. So to do that, you need to enable developer options by going to the software information under your settings and then tapping build number a few times. Now go on to developer options and enable USB debugging. Connect your phone to your computer using your USB cable, then go to the website shown on the instructions, download the activator for your OS, extract the contents to any directory you want, and then run activate.bat file. Once that's done, you'll see it says activated on your phone. So now after you've mapped your keys, you can go ahead and play the game. And in all honesty, the Panda app actually works pretty well, as you can see here. But if you restart your phone, have fun going through that process of activation again, because that's what you'll have to do. Oh yeah, if you've installed Octopus, uninstall that because you won't need that at all. As you've seen, the controller works wirelessly through Bluetooth, and from my experience the connection has always been really good, no disconnections. I've never experienced any input lag. As you can see from the following test, every key I press lights up on screen straight away, and if there is any lag it must be so low that it's pretty much negligible. The controller has a built-in 300 mAh battery, which should be good for around 8 to 10 hours of gaming. You can charge the controller via the micro USB port on the bottom right grip. It will take about an hour and a half to fully charge from 0%. So this controller has this nifty power saving feature which powers down the controller after 5 to 10 minutes of not being used. So that way the battery doesn't drain if you've forgotten to turn it off. So what are my final thoughts on this controller? It's compact, so it's easy to carry around, but as a result everything does feel a little cramped together. The analog sticks aren't very accurate, so it's not great for games that require precision like first person shooters. All that said, depending on what sort of games you're playing, this is still a very good controller. It works really well with games designed to work with controllers and supports X input, so a lot of emulators and services like GeForce Now I tried worked without any additional setting up. Overall, if you're not too bothered about the analog stick's accuracy issues, then taking into consideration the low price, I still think this controller is worth buying. If you're interested, I'll place the link to the Amazon product page in the description below. If you guys want me to review any other Bluetooth controller, leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think of this Saitake 7007X controller. This has been Raju Rahman from Tectonic. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you, please subscribe and like. That would really help me out. And don't forget to check out these other videos too.